everyone, it's me, Nikki. I got my microphone fixed. I got a new cord, so I'm gonna make some videos. I haven't really been feeling it besides not having a microphone because of all the stuff with my mom. But I was thinking like, oh, my bottle is wet. That's not supposed to happen. I was thinking, if I just do it, it'll keep my mind off things. So, we have a tag video. This is the Sleeping Beauty book tag. I have seen this on the Librarian of Alexandria's channel, which I will link below. I love Sleeping Beauty. It's my favorite Disney movie. I don't know why. I just know I watched it all the time. And I knew like all the words and all the songs. I probably still do. So I was like, I have to do this tag. Okay, I think I have everything. So question 1. Not wanted. Name an outcast character, deserved or otherwise. The first one that came to mind, maybe because the book is sitting here, is Dritz the Erden. I believe that's how you pronounce that. He is in the Forgotten Realms, but the Dark Elf trilogy is where he started, and R.A. Salvatore has written like over 20 or 30 books about Dritz. He's a very popular character. So Drizzt is an outcast from his own people. He's a dark elf, which in this world, they're very bad. And they, in the first book, it was like a bunch of houses, and they're trying to usurp one another and gain control of the Underdark where they live. And Drizzt, while he's a good warrior, he's not really about that. He just wants to do his own thing. So in the end, that's what he did. It basically makes him an outcast, hence exile. And then in the third book, Sojourn, I think, as you can see on the cover there, is when he gets to the outside world, which is like really harsh on dark elves, obviously, because they're underground. So, yeah, he's the only one I could think of. And to his people, it's deserved, but to the reader, you're like, nah, he's a good dude. And I think, if I remember correctly, after the first one, people might be trying to kill him because he ran away, or whatever. He just left. He didn't run away. The gift. What is a gift, such as a talent, skill, or ability that a character is born with? Like, Drizzt wasn't born with being a good warrior. He was actually born as a very nice boy. But they made him into that. They were born with... Oh, maybe, Luffy from One Piece. He wasn't born with his rubber abilities, but I think he was born with the ability to make friends, if that makes sense, because like all the bad guys, well, except maybe the second one, Arlong, most of the bad guys, when he meets them again, they're like, he's our buddy now, and nobody he beats really hates him. And he just has, like, when he gets his little crew, he just sort of has this innate leadership quality, and he does crazy stuff, and they're like, yeah, go with it. It's just him. So maybe it's that. I'm not sure. Spinning wheels burned. When did a character make a choice that seemed for the best, but that affected others negatively? If this is spoilery, you can be vague. The first thing that came to mind was a book I just finished, The Trader Baru Cormorant. The choice she makes to essentially move up within the ranks of the masquerade that took over her home island fucks over a lot of people in that book. And from the sounds of it, it really fucks her. She has like PTSD essentially in the second book. I haven't read that yet. So yeah, it affected a lot of other people negatively. It affected the whole place where she was. So yeah, I would say that. I've said that a lot. The plan. Who is a character who always has a plan, or at least tries to? Kazbrecker, I would say. Again, these are just the first things that are popping into my head. Yeah, Kazbrecker. He, specifically the second book, when everything seemed to go wrong, that was the plan the whole time. I fucking love that. I love that. That's my favorite thing, when you think, oh no, everything's going wrong. But then, that was the plan the whole time, and it hasn't gone wrong. It's fabulous. A special birthday. What is a book with the holiday trope where someone tries to make a day perfect, but it doesn't turn out as planned? Bonus points for sentimental. At least we're together feelings. I can't think of one. I was gonna say Lord of the Rings, but that's not quite right. That's not a holiday type of trope. I can't think of anything. That seems very like a contemporary type of book. I don't read a lot of contemporary, so I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a fantasy book like that, but I just haven't read it. Flora. What character is the leader of their friend group? Obviously, Luffy from One Piece. I read the Sword of Shannara. Who was that guy? Shay Olmsford. He's like the protagonist, so I guess. But there's also Alanon, a druid, who's a leader, but it's probably between the two of them. I mean, there's a couple other leaders. There's a Minion, I think is how they pronounce it, who is going to be the king of a small country. And there's a crown prince. They'll have leader qualities, but I think I said in my review they think it's like Lord of the Rings, so if you're doing that, like, even though Gandalf or Aragorn would be the leader, Frodo is probably more like the leader of their hearts, if that makes sense, because they're doing everything for Frodo, and in Sword of Shannara, they're sort of doing everything to make sure Shay can do what he needs to do, that type of thing. I don't know if I explained that well at all. Fauna. Which character is the mom friend of their group? A caretaker, makes sure everyone drinks enough water, tries to fix others' problems. I'm thinking about One Piece because that's really like the only group in my head. Well, Sanji kind of, because he's the cook. So he wants to make sure everyone eats and probably drinks enough water. Luffy does try to fix others' problems. They need fixing. But like this, like in my heart of hearts, I want to say Jinbei is the mom. That's what I want to say. I don't even know if that's right. Yeah, I'm gonna say Jinbei. Screw it. He's like a big fishman and he's very kind and he's like, you're all fucking children, let me take care of you. Merriweather. What character is a naysayer who usually has a point? Again, I have to go One Piece. And it's probably Usopp. Now, he is a coward. That's part of his character. And his character arc is to become less of a coward. And there's also Chopper. Him and Chopper and Nami, they all tend to hide in the back. But Usopp is the first one to say it. They're like, that's a very strong person. We are stupid to fight them. You usually have a point. I mean, they win, but, you know, we know, the readers know, obviously they're going to win because this isn't over yet. But the characters are never sure. Prince Philip. Like many Disney princes, not princesses, Philip has few character traits. But Philip's he's a himbo. I love him. But one of them is being best friends with his animal companion. Name a favorite animal companion. Do I have a couple? Well, there's Gwen. I think it's supposed to be Guinevere, but it's a Gwen Huavar. I just say Guinevere. From Drizzt. I'm reading one. Crown of Feathers has... Oh no. I have a better one than Crown of Feathers. Crown of Feathers have phoenixes, but the Unicorn Chronicles that I've been reading, they have the Squidgem. I'm not sure if he's not a human, so I guess he's an animal. And he's with Kara all the time, and he's just a little trickster imp fella, and I love him. But I don't know if he would like to be called an animal. Escape from Forbidden Mountain. Name a book that includes turning something bad into something good. This can be recovering from past hurts, rehabbing broken down buildings, etc. Oh, that's a good one. Good. I can't think of anything. Like, maybe it's in a series I'm reading, but I just haven't gotten there yet. So I'm not sure. I mean, like, Lord of the Rings, maybe? Because they sort of... But Frodo doesn't really recover. He gets new hurts. But they sort of, like, make the world a better place, at least for a little while. The Lady Trent series, I think... she had a lot of personal losses that she did recover from, and became like a national hero, so, and fell in love again, so that's fun. I'll say her. Maleficent's Thorns and Dragon. Who is a character, villain or otherwise, who always has another card up their sleeve? Besides the best villain, Maleficent, she's the best villain. I love her so much. I love that she didn't get invited and she was so petty. She's just gonna curse everyone. No, that's I thought of somebody, but that's in a video game. In a book. I'm thinking maybe the Darkling from the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Because I can't remember her name, would always do something and he seemed to be ready for it, which makes sense, I guess. And I think from Dragonlance, I found my Time of the Twins trilogy. Where is it? Humans. Right, Raistlin Majir. He, I guess he's like an anti-hero villain, but he always seems to have something up his sleeve, and you're never quite sure what. Because I don't remember everything in the Time of the... I just know I read it, and he made his brother Caramon very sad because they were twins, but Caramon got all like the strength, and so Raistlin was always weak, but he had all the magic and all the brains, and Caramon was your basic himbo who we love. And he never believed Raistlin could do anything bad. And then when he found out, he was just super disappointed. And I think, I read another one where like Raistlin had done whatever he'd done, and Caramon was still like, that's my brother, I love him, but what a dick. So, you know. And then finally, Disney's Sleeping Beauty. What is a retelling that improves on the directions or details of the original? Ooh. I don't know. I haven't read any of them, but I do like the Persephone and Hades retellings. Sorry. So I just realized how I said that. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that's how they said Persephone, so that is like stuck in my head. And Hermes, so I said Persephone. And Hades was the only one. That was the same. But yeah, I like that they don't shy away from the fact that it wasn't exactly consensual. But that later myths do adapt that they love each other. Or they don't. I'm not sure. But like, you know. Later myths. Well, she's not mentioned much in later myths, is she? But there's a couple times and you're just like, oh, he loves her. So I don't know. What's another one? I've got a couple retellings I haven't read yet. I've got an Ariadne and another one that I can't remember that's Greek. I don't know if I've ever... I'll have to check. I don't know if I made a Goodreads tag for that or not. I did not. Oh, mythology maybe? Nope. Historical fiction? Oh, I guess the Lady Janie's would count, or, the new Mary series, it counts as a retelling, right? Because I like that Lady Jane Grey didn't die in those ones. Where did it fucking go? I like that Calamity Jane didn't die. I did like the retelling for My Contrary Mary, but because it connects to My Lady Jane, but I was like, how does that work historically? They're gonna have to make like a third series about Elizabeth to explain that. So yeah, I like those where people who died don't die. That's always fun. And I do like some of the Medusa retellings, although I do wish they would just like, I'd like to read a Medusa retelling where she's just the monster that she was born in the myth, not the other myth where she was raped by Poseidon and Athena was like, I'm gonna make you a monster now. She was born a Gorgon with the hair. I would like to see a story about the monster Medusa, not the poor woman who was raped. You know what I mean? I understand why they do it, because that makes you stronger. When a goddess turns you into a monster to fuck up men. That didn't come out right. But yes, I think there is a Medusa retelling, but it might be where she was the priestess who was raped. So, I'd like to see more monsters stories get retold. Like, the female monsters that are like, ooh, this is what happens if you do this. And it's like, yeah, so let's do it. And eat the men, you know? I'd like that. That was a rambly ending. I apologize. Anyway, that was the tag. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.